Hey Andreas, Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to cut transitional lenses with the anti-glare coating for the frame that you sent me. But let's take a look at this thing. I assume that you didn't ship it like this and this happened during shipping. There's a ton of tape on here. Let's open this thing up and hope everything's okay. Where's my razor blade? Next time I think I just need to send you the lenses only and avoid you. Oh good, you put a lot of foam in here. Man, this is great. You were ready for the post office to mess this up. Good foam packaging. Good guy, Andreas. Okay, let's open your frame up. I'm glad you put it in the case. Man, you still have the original sleeves. You are a good fellow. You are a good fellow. Your frame is in great shape. Let me just make sure it's not distorted. Yeah, we're good to go. Okay, so I'm going to pop out the original lenses that are in here. I'm going to take those out real quick, and now I'm going to cut all brand new lenses for you. So I'm going to put your frame, your Italian frame, into my Italian Santanelli. This is the LE1000 patternless edger. Hopefully you saw that. I had the camera tilted up there, but yeah, this box got a little bit crushed, but I'm so glad that you shipped that perfectly. I was worried when I saw this. I've never had that happen before. But hey, everything worked out for the best. Everybody's good. I was a little concerned. I won't lie. I won't lie. Anytime I get a box that comes in, actually, let me cover up your name and address so people can't see that. Yeah, whew, rough. I like this foam padding. I might have to use that when I ship them back to you. So I'm going to pull your shape up on the computer. If these were prescription, I'd put in your pupillary distance, but it's not. But these are polycarbonate lenses that are being cut for a plastic frame. So these are your lenses, the brand new lenses. I'm going to tell you, let's move that razor blade. I'm going to take them out of their protective sleeves. Set these down. Now this is a block. This is what's going to be attached to your lens when I cut them. So I need to use a double-sided adhesive sticker to stick that onto there. And wouldn't you know it, 3M, the same people who make Post-it notes, make a double-sided adhesive sticker. So the black side is the sticky side. I'm going to stick that onto the block, pull that tape away, and stick that down onto your lens. I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. Take one of these blocks, stick that on there, pull that away, and stick that on there. Now, because of the slippery nature of that anti-glare coating, I want to apply one more sticker onto the back side of the lens, just so it doesn't slip while it's cutting and have a misshaped lens. So I'm going to stick that onto one lens. I'm going to stick this one onto the other. Okay, we should be ready to go. So I'm going to take your lens and put it into the chuck and hit start. Actually, hang on, let's hit stop. I didn't like the way it was sitting in there. Let's pull everything back out. Yeah, let's put it in this way, there we go. I had it upside down, not that it matters for non-prescription, but force of habit, quality control. So the first thing that's going to happen is these calipers are going to come down and it's going to trace the shape of the right side of your lens onto this lens to make sure it's large enough to fit. It's starting with the rear surface, the back surface closest to your eyelashes, and then it's going to move forward and trace the front surface of the lens, all the while measuring the thickness at every point to know exactly where to place the bevel so it'll fit best inside your frame. The actual cutting wheel is down here on the bottom left. It's that lighter color wheel. That's going to grind away your polycarbonate material, and this wheel in the center with that channel, that is what's going to cut the bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the frame. I will have to close the door in just a moment, but for now I just want you to see as your transitional lenses with anti-glare coating touches down onto the cutting wheel. So your lenses are made out of polycarbonate. Polycarb is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. It is also virtually unbreakable. It is bulletproof up to .22 caliber and has both UVA and UVB protection built into it. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin from overexposure, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin, so you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes with these lenses. You also have the anti-reflective coating. That anti-glare coating is wonderful for eliminating glare when driving at night, especially driving at night in the rain because of the glare of oncoming lights, but from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead, fluorescent lights, all of that. The second feature, which is really nice, it's an anti-reflection coating. And when I say that, it eliminates reflection, so when someone's looking at you, they're not looking at their reflection in your glasses. Here is the lens in my right hand without that coating. Here is yours with it. You can see as I move them how it reflects the fluorescent lights that are overhead. So it just makes for much better eye contact. Plus, if someone takes a picture of you with a flash, you don't see the flash lit up in the lens. You see just your eyes. What am I doing? What am I doing? Let me put this prescription lens back. But I stock thousands and thousands of lenses, both with the anti-glare coating and without, so I can be ready to ship within 24 hours. Worst case scenario if I don't have it in stock. And of course, next I'm going to cut a pair of sunglass lenses for the RayBan 2132 color 902, which is the classic tortoise, and the 50i size. That will be the next video on my YouTube channel right after yours. Actually, they're going to a neighbor of yours in Virginia. They're actually going to Virginia Beach. I don't know how far away you are from Virginia Beach, but that's where the sunglass lenses are going. And if you ever want sunglass lenses for your frame, this is the classic G15 color. I can go ahead and get them shipped to you. Just pop these lenses out and you can turn this frame into sunglass lenses. One frame can hold any type of lens. So these two water jets have kicked in, which indicates it's in the last 20 seconds of its cutting cycle. And as soon as it's done, I'll take it out and we'll see if it fits into the frame. If not, I'll trim a little bit more off of your lens. Okay, I'm going to take it out of the chuck, dry the lens off so it's not slippery. Now you still have a little bit of rough edges that are left over from the cutting cycle, so I want to use my hand stone to smooth those out. And this just works on friction. I can place my hand on it while it's running and my finger gets warm, but that friction literally lets me melt those rough edges from the side of your lens. This is what's known as the safety bevel, and then this is called Schwarf. And I'm going to use that to scrape all of that off of your lens and place it on the counter, and then once it's on the counter, I'll wipe it on the floor. Whee! That never gets old. It really doesn't. Okay, so let's see if the new lens fits. I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner, and using my thumbs, I press down at the nose, and it snaps in perfectly. Let's go ahead and start cutting your left lens. Flip that over to the left and hit start. Just like before, the calipers are going to come down, but this time they're going to trace the shape of the left side of your frame, just to make sure this lens is large enough to fit. And it is. It's just a routine operation. Of course, it's also checking the thickness of the lens. Now again, these are non-prescription, but I can cut any prescription. There's a lot of places out there that just want the easiest prescriptions to ship. Of course, there's a lot of places in my town, the big box stores, who I won't name, only want the easiest prescriptions. And then whenever they get something challenging, they send them to me because they know I'm not intimidated by any prescription. I'll cut it to go in there. Give me a hockey puck and I'll make it fit inside your frame. And of course, free shipping of your frame back to you. And as soon as this touches down on the cutting wheel, I'm going to keep working on your right lens. So I'm going to take this block off. It is no longer needed. I'm going to remove that blue sticker since it is not needed. And I'm going to take a little bit of optical grade acetone to clean off any adhesive residue that may still be left on your lens. I'm going to dry everything off, and of course I'm going to include one of my own premium microfiber cleaning cloths that you can use to clean your lenses. I'm just going to hold this up to the light to make sure there are no blemishes, and there are none. We are good to go. And as soon as this is done, I'll go ahead and get these lenses activated so you can see them turn dark for the very first time. If you notice your lens is completely flat around the edges, just like a nickel, I could take it out of the machine now and set it on the counter. It would stand up on its own. If you notice, there is water running in the background, but polycarb cuts dry where plastic and high index plastic cut wet. Okay. In just a moment, the 2 water jets will kick in. Actually, it's got to be... Okay, now it's putting the bevel on there. I'm getting ahead of myself. So now it's placing the knife-like bevel onto your lens. A very dull knife nonetheless, but knife-like still. And then towards the very end, these 2 water jets, one in the front and one in the back, will begin to spray the lens with water just to wash away any optical sawdust that may still be present on the lens. There we go. This tells me that's in the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle. Once this is done, I'll remove it and we'll get this mounted into your frame. Okay, hopefully there's no water spraying up on the lens. Let me dry that off if there is. Let's take your left lens out. Dry everything off again. Now back over to the handstone to smooth out any rough edges. Use my thumbnail to scrape all that away. And let's go ahead and get this mounted. So I've turned the left side around closest to me so I'm not trying to reach over the frame. I tuck it in at the corner closest to me, and using my thumbs I press down at the nose, and it snaps right in when the block's not in the way. So let's go ahead and take this block off. It is no longer needed. Pull this blue sticker off. It is no longer needed. I do want to go ahead and clean any of that residue away that could be left over onto your lens. Dry everything off, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn them dark for the first time. Now you can see what they look like clear mounted into your frame now. I'm going to go ahead and expose these to a strong burst of ultraviolet light. As you will see, all transition lenses takes about 30 to 45 seconds for them to darken, about 45 seconds to a minute 15 when you come back inside. But this is very important. Oh, what is your name? Andreas. All transition lenses will turn dark on day 1. Give them 2 weeks and continue to darken every day for the first 2 weeks till they get to their final setting. After that, they will work for years with maximum performance. The only time they will not work is when you're in your car driving, because your windshield has UV protection, so your dashboard does not crack from sitting in the sun. That's why they won't turn dark in a car. Now, if you have a convertible or a motorcycle, they will darken. But they're also temperature sensitive, meaning they get darker when it's 90 and below. Once it's 95 and triple digits, they just don't like to work as hard as when it's cooler. Just like us, you're miserable, they're miserable. No one likes to work 100% when it's 100 degrees outside. So that's that. This is the first time they've been activated. Again, they're going to continue to darken until they get very, very dark. So that's that. If anyone has any questions, just email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com. Andreas, I hope you enjoyed watching as I cut the new lenses for your frames, and everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.